Ladies and gentlemen, I am on my way home from a party. I know that seems weird because it's me and it's a party, and this party was so lit. Freaking, like, a man showed up as Jared the Goblin King from Labyrinth, and it's not a Halloween party. And then the 80s showed up, and somebody asked me if I knew where to get cocaine. It was a very interesting event. But I have work. I have work tomorrow morning, and it's going to be a double, so I need to get home and get some sleep. Need to get my uniforms cleaned. Yeah, hey guys, just so you know, I'm not going to be reading comments because I am driving. I mean, I don't do a lot of lives now because of all the working. You know, I have 8 shifts a week, and I don't have a lot of time for all you guys, but as I was saying, I just went to one of the weirdest poetry readings of my life. There was very little poetry reading at this particular engagement, and there was a lot of people. Most of them were writers. I noticed that, and you know, they started like almost an hour late, and I swear I was talking to Jared the Goblin King, but he said his name was Luke, and Jared the Goblin King says that every now and again he plays with Rob Zombie. So, okay. That was lit. That was a very interesting event. Last time, although, there was a fire dancer, and she smeared herself with bubbles and lit them on fire, and that was much more lit. So, I missed that. I wish that was going to happen every time, but it's not. So, yeah. Yeah. You know, guys, I know there are those of you out there who really miss me doing my lives, and I'm sorry for that. Like, I wish I could be a YouTuber. Like, I wish I could do that for a living, but I can't. And let me tell you something. If you saw the shorts I released recently on Richard Leland Neal, that yellow thing I'm wearing, that's my uniform for one of my jobs. So, you know, guys, I really hate that job. I mean, I detest it so utterly. But it is my job, and I don't have a lot of choice in the matter. So, I mean, it is humiliating working some of these things I have to work, absolutely humiliating. I would much rather, like, I could have gone to this thing. Next time, this is a monthly sort of it's an end of the month party that we all do. And I mean, you know, like, I would really love to bring a better camera and to set everything up and to film the events and really to have the experience to its fullest and then bring that experience to all of you. That's one of those things about me having a channel where I talk about my life, is that if I have an experience, I get to bring that experience to you. That's kind of the point of the experience, is it's not a personal thing anymore, it's a public thing. It's something I get to share with everyone. And I really wish I could do that more. But, you know, I work 7 days a week now. And yeah, finally, it's good to be able to afford things again. I mean, it's like, look, guys, I no offense to anyone that's bought me anything. I appreciate it. I really do. But just understand something that I can't wake up tomorrow and be like, well, I need a new pair of shoes. Let me throw them on my Amazon wish list, and someone's gonna buy it. Like, it doesn't work that way. Okay, it just doesn't. And it would be great if it did, but none of you have pockets that deep, and I don't perform a service worthy enough to any of you to do that. So let's be clear on that subject. I mean, I lugged 5 computers to work today, and no, four computers to work today, and I did my job, and then I screwed around on the computers as much as I could without being able to infringe my job, is what I'm saying. And I just, yeah, I wish I could stay home and do these things. I wish I just had an 8-hour shift tomorrow so I could have stayed at that party and talked to people and had a good time, maybe had a drink, But that's just not the life I live right now. So, that's one of those things. Okay, I have 2 likes and it says nobody's watching, so I guess nobody's watching, but I don't care. It's not really important, is it? I mean, my head's on loose and my shoes are tight right now, so to speak. But yeah. I mean, I just decided that I wanted to take a moment and, connect with all of you after this experience. I feel bad that I had to leave. I met a lot of nice people. There was a guy who was talking to me about how much he used to love skateboarding and how he can't skateboard anymore because he kept getting hurt. There was a woman who was talking about converting a novel into a screenplay, but it wasn't her novel, and she found a publisher. And I mean, really, a lot of interesting people. Last time I was there, I ran into an electrical engineer and an architect. But this thing, yeah, I really miss doing things. I never was a really doing things kind of a guy. I kind of hung out with a crowd that our thing was to go to the movies. There was this one douchebag I used to hang out with, and he wanted to play pool, but he'd insult you the entire time. You couldn't stand him. And this ended my friendship with him, and he took all my friends with him, so I stopped hanging out with people for the most part. And I mean, I have this one friend. We've never hung out. I know him from the work I used to work at, and I just found out today that he was unemployed. He didn't say anything to me. He didn't talk to me about it. He said he's starting a new job, a part-time job tomorrow, working at a school. And, it's like, this dude, he's the kind of person that he's fun, but he's a hardcore drinker. So if I were hanging out with him, like, I would definitely be the designated drinker. Like, I'm driving his ass home. Okay, he is not going to be able to drive, or he's going to take an Uber, one of the two. But, it's just, it would be good to be able to hang out with friends, you know what I mean? And it's so hard to do that right now. I mean, you guys remember Amazing Amanda. Well, she's kind of disappeared. She hasn't been live lately, and she hasn't been commenting on my lives, and I don't know, like, she does that, though, so it's not like it's worrying, but, last thing, she sent 2 comments to me saying, how do I email you? I gave her my email address, and I was like, I mean, Amanda, you opening an email from Amanda feels like it would be an adventure, you know what I mean? Just, like, you just do not know what that woman is going to say or do, and that's a good thing, I But yeah, I hate being the guy that has to leave the party early. But like I say, tomorrow I got to work at 9 in the morning. I work until 5 at night. I go to my next work at 9 at night, and I work until 5 in the morning. So I don't know, like ideally I would be able to come home, do a live stream, but I'm not going to be able to get enough sleep. So really what I should do tomorrow when I get home is I should go right to bed and, catch a few hours of sleep. But I have to make sure my uniform for the next job is ready. That's just how it is. That's just how life is. Oh. Today I felt so tired. Didn't want to go to work yesterday either, to be honest. Well, I mean, when does anyone really want to go to work? I used to love my job, I used to love working where I work. And now my second job I absolutely hated. It's torture, but like, what are you gonna do? I don't know. No, guys. I also don't know about this form of live stream. I don't normally do this on this channel. You guys know that. I have a different channel that I do this. I have done this on. I don't know if I'm going to try to make it a thing there or make it a thing here. I'm experimenting, One thing, though, I do have to point out is that live streams, big YouTubers tend not to do them. If you're big enough, you tend not to do them. It's one of those basic points that, big YouTubers, live streams are kind of a waste of their time. And I mean, it's like, yeah, it's sad because when you're big enough, like, you can't read all the comments like I like to do, and you can't connect with people the way I try to, and that's the world we live in. Low rider. Pay attention, Richard. Cool cars should not take your life. Anyway. I'm on my way home here. We're coming into the home stretch. I turned off my GPS so that it doesn't interrupt here. Guys, it's like, yeah, I miss doing live streams. I miss a lot of the work I do. If I could, I would be a YouTuber full time. I would be a content creator. And I tell you this much, I don't know how much of tonight is going to be salvageable, because I did film what I could. But truth is, guys, that I'm tired. The truth is that, if I could, I wouldn't do this. Well, no, if I could, I would keep one of my security jobs, because I feel I'm doing something important, and I'm doing something good, and I'm doing something wonderful. The other job, I would love nothing more than to put my uniforms in a box, show up to post one day, and be like, here you are, go screw yourself. Because I tell you something, at my work, one of my works, a dude requested his birthday off. And I'm going to grant you, they're running overtime like you could not believe. But they did not give him his birthday off. So he just said, yeah, I'm not coming. And they're calling it a no-call, no-show, but no, it's not a no-call, no. You said, I'm not coming, it's my birthday. I work, I don't take days off all year. This is one day I need to spend with my family, and there's just nothing you can do about it. However, his birthday was also on Thanksgiving. So it was kind of a day they needed him to come in. And I'm going to just point out here that Thanksgiving should have been a much lighter day than it was. It was not a light day. I worked a 12-hour shift on Thanksgiving. And it was a miserable experience. There was a lot of work. Oh. You know, I'll tell you something. My last shift at work, my other job, not this job, my other job, before I sped off to this job on Saturday morning. Oh, God, I hate it. But we had a safety issue with a trailer, and they were like, well, can't you just let it go? I said, no, it's a safety issue. We don't have anybody to fix it right now. It's like, well, it's not an issue like that. If you can get these doors open, you cut the seal off, I can seal it properly. I can alleviate the safety issue. So we sat there, and I fixed the problem right in front of them, and I just sat there thinking, that shouldn't have happened. What should have happened is they should have said, okay, I see the issue, and fixed it, but they didn't. And that's really weird when you think about it, but, well, that's life. Anyway, I'm almost home. So, to the one person that's watching, thank you for watching. Please go watch another video, and do leave a comment to let me know you were here. Because that's how I know you guys are here. It's the comments that you leave on my videos. Anyway, thank you for sharing this time with me. I'm Richard.